Good afternoon, children. Children, in our chapter Chemical Changes and Reactions, we have studied that in certain reactions, they are characterized by evolution of some gases. So now today we are going to study about how to identify a gas which is released in a reaction. So you have some gases in your syllabus. We'll discuss those gases one by one. Today I am going to discuss the gases, three gases which are neutral in nature and one gas which is acidic in nature. So total four gases we'll be discussing today. So the first gas is hydrogen. You have studied a complete chapter on this topic, hydrogen. Let me give you a reaction. Zinc plus H2SO4 dilute will give zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas is released. Now this gas hydrogen is released. How can you confirm whether this gas released is hydrogen only? This gas is a colorless, odorless gas. And when it is tested with litmus, it shows that it is neutral in nature. So it is neutral. Now how to confirm whether the gas is actually hydrogen or not? We can perform two tests. So the first test to confirm whether the gas is hydrogen or not, if you have pure hydrogen, if you bring a burning splinter near it, pure hydrogen burns with a pale blue flame. Pale blue flame. So this is a test. If the hydrogen is pure and it is hydrogen gas, then it will burn with a pale blue flame. And second test, hydrogen mixed with air. Hydrogen with air burns with a pop sound. So these are the two tests you can confirm the gas hydrogen. Next gas we'll discuss today is oxygen. Oxygen is also a colorless, odorless gas which is neutral. So the second gas is oxygen. Let us see a reaction which hydrogen is produced. So if you heat mercuric oxide, it will give mercury and oxygen gas. Oxygen is also colorless, odorless gas which is neutral in nature. So confirming oxygen, how can you confirm oxygen? First test is that it rekindles the glowing splinter. Why? Because it is a supporter of combustion. It rekindles the glowing splinter. And second test which you can perform to confirm whether it is oxygen or not is using pyrogalol solution. Pyrogalol solution is colorless, and when you pass oxygen through it, it turns brown with oxygen. So this can be a test for oxygen. So pyrogalol solution which is colorless turns brown. Another gas which we will take today is water vapor. Water vapor is also colorless, odorless and neutral. So the third is water vapor. Water vapor can be produced if you heat some hydrated salt like hydrated copper sulfate, which is crystalline blue substance. Crystalline blue substance. If you heat it, it will turn to copper sulfate, white anhydrous copper sulfate, and along with that vapors, water vapors are released. These vapors which are released during heating copper sulfate in a test tube, hydrated copper sulfate in a test tube, these vapors get condensed in the cooler part of the test tube and you will get a colorless liquid. That colorless liquid which is formed due to condensation of these vapors is actually water. So you can use that liquid to test whether these vapors were actually water vapors or not. So one test for testing the water vapor is if you have copper sulfate, anhydrous white CuSO4, if you add that liquid which is formed due to condensation of vapors to it, it will turn blue. CuSO4.5H2O will be formed, crystalline substance, hydrated substance will be formed, and it will turn blue. So you can say that the liquid actually is formed by condensation of water vapor. This is how you can confirm. Another test for testing water vapor is water vapor will turn blue cobalt chloride paper. If you have paper dipped in cobalt chloride, it will turn pink if you bring it in contact with water vapor. So these are the two tests which you can perform for water vapor. Now so these were the actually neutral gases. Hydrogen, oxygen and water vapor are neutral in nature. Next we are going to see a gas, that is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas which is acidic in nature. So let us see fourth gas today, that is carbon dioxide. So first we will see a reaction in which carbon dioxide is produced. You can take any carbonate, sodium carbonate, make it react with dilute acid like HCl. When two molecules of HCl will react with sodium carbonate, it will give salt, NaCl plus water plus carbon dioxide. Whenever some metallic carbonate or bicarbonate react with dilute acid, that will give salt, water and carbon dioxide. So this gas carbon dioxide is colorless, odorless. If you test it with litmus, it will turn blue litmus, red. That means it is acidic in nature. That you have proved that the gas is acidic, but there are many other gases which are acidic, so you will have to confirm whether this gas is carbon dioxide or not. So one test is with lime water. Lime water turns milky with carbon dioxide passed in it. So lime water is actually calcium hydroxide. If you pass carbon dioxide through it, it will turn to calcium carbonate and water. So this calcium carbonate formation gives it a milky appearance. Lime water is actually colorless. Lime water is colorless, but when you pass carbon dioxide, calcium carbonate is formed, which gives a milky appearance. Now, this happens when you pass carbon dioxide in small amount. If in the same solution which you have got in the test tube, you pass again carbon dioxide in excess, then what will happen? Calcium carbonate and water which were formed, if you pass carbon dioxide in excess, this calcium carbonate will be converted to calcium bicarbonate, CaHCO3 whole twice, which is actually soluble. So the milkiness will disappear. So this is the test which is done for carbon dioxide. Lime water turns milky when you pass carbon dioxide in a small amount, and the milkiness disappears when carbon dioxide is passed in excess. This test is given by carbon dioxide as well as one more gas, sulfur dioxide, which we will study later on. So if suppose sulfur dioxide is also acidic in nature, it also gives lime water test. So when you have to differentiate between carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, there is one more test. Here I am going to discuss that test, but not in detail. We will see it again when we will discuss sulfur dioxide. So that test, the fourth test of actually carbon dioxide is carbon dioxide when it reacts with, I am writing here, when acidified KMnO4, potassium permanganate and potassium dichromate, K2Cr2 solution are taken. Acidified potassium permanganate and potassium dichromate solution have no effect when CO2 is passed. But this test is actually a test which differentiates carbon dioxide from sulfur dioxide, because sulfur dioxide has an effect on KMNO4 and K2CR7. That we'll study in detail in next class. Today you just remember this colorless, odorless, red with blue litmus turns red, acidic nature of carbon dioxide, lime water test of carbon dioxide. These are all similarities with sulfur dioxide. This test is dissimilar, so this test is used to differentiate between carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. So that is all for today. In next class, we'll again discuss certain other gases. Thank you.